process of sexual reproduction, a sperm, the sex cell of the male, and an egg, the sex cell of the female, unite and merge their genetic information. This creates a fertilized egg. Pregnancy is a series of events through which a fertilized egg implants, becomes an embryo, and develops into a fetus. The resulting offspring carries genetic information from a male and a female into a new generation.
The baby in utero reveals to us how we evolved on Earth. And scientists have realized for a long time that the little developing fetus looks extraordinarily similar to other creatures in the very early stages. So it looks, for instance, very similar to a little tadpole to begin with. Then it looks like a little fish, and it has gills. We do not have lungs at that stage, we have gills. Then we look like a little reptile, and we grow a tail, and so on. And by 10 weeks already, so very early on in utero, the baby looks completely human and is completely human, and then from then on it just grows and grows until the 9 months is over. So I was trying to show that this process, in my opinion, is a sacred process. It's not something to be ashamed of at all. And it shows that we are connected to all creatures, that we come from Earth, and that all of the Earth's creatures are sacred. Touch the sky.
Great Spirit of the West, you of our dreams and our darknesses, be with us in our ceremony today as we enter these spaces. Aho, mitukuyo yesa. We might have a difficult childhood where things happen, and so therefore we build walls around ourselves, or there's this piece lost, and we never manage to actually get to the space where we can be in the fullness of ourselves because of this. We help this energy, this piece of frequency that has been left, to come back into the body so that it can be more whole again.
Images from the unconscious that represents what you are dealing with. And these images are layered. So a symbol, for example, what was the symbol that you got? It was a
first
ring.
In the wooden treasure box. It was a gold ring.
It was a ring.
And then it came towards me and it
choked you.
Choked me.
That's right. So
good memory.
Yeah, I remember. So and the other one was something with light, wasn't it? It was
in the lake. There was a small golden key at the bottom of the lake, and I reached for it, and it came towards me and turned into a little gun.
Oh yes.
And then the gun became a flashing little, strobing light. It was spinning and coming towards me, and then I put it in my backpack.
That's right, and I think that is the experience that most people have when they have that active imagination, is that they're surprised by what they find. And these symbols obviously represent, because of the way we structured the program, it represented your greatest desire and your greatest wound. And by looking at a symbol and exploring a symbol, and especially you immediately had the experience of entering into an active imagination with your symbol, where you engaged your symbol in some way, and the symbol interacted with you. That is what we call an active imagination.
A feeling of helplessness that I can't change a situation. So I looked inside to see where did that start in my life. And it made me see that it started very young in my childhood. We need to be careful around children. I think a lot of people are just behaving in most awful ways around children. And they're looking and going, oh, is that how I must behave when I'm an adult? You know, because
when I'm upset,
then I can do this because my mother reacts in this way or my father reacts in this way. So we really truly are their guides.
if it is freedom which you want, and I think that's the first step in any healing process, to say, what do you want? Do you want revenge? Do you want to go and sort out the past? Or do you want healing? Now the word healing is to make whole again, to make complete. And I think the end result of all healing is peace. Would you agree with that? That what we're really yearning for through healing is we want freedom from this pain. And when we have freedom from the pain, what will that bring us? It'll bring us a feeling of peace. Most thoughts are coming from the unconscious mind, and what happens with those thoughts is they bubble up, and occasionally one thought pops to the surface, and you think you're having a thought. You're not having a thought. The subconscious mind is busy regurgitating all this information all the time, and occasionally one becomes to the surface and you become aware of that thought. And it's your unconscious mind that's thinking you. You're not even doing the thinking. You run by your unconscious mind.
All the traumas that we carry in our families of origin and in our families are passed down from those who came before us. And in order for us to truly manifest and be our best selves in this lifetime, it is important that we heal those ancestral legacies that have been left with us, that have been passed down.
We all have some kind of emotional or physical abuse in our childhood. I think one might have come from a very wealthy family where there was no emotional or physical abuse, but there was just no emotion. There was no connection, and in a way that's also a form of abuse. I think in an adult life the main thing is to reach a point where you own it, where you say, my behavior is not normal, my behavior is not rational, I'm dysfunctional, and you can't get stuck in the fact that you have to blame your parents or your past, because that's gone, it's over, and the one that's suffering in the situation is you.
We just take a person inside, beyond the layers of their consciousness, deeper inside into their subconscious feelings, or I like to call it unconscious feelings. The stuff that people don't want to feel, the pain, because the good feelings look after themselves. You don't have to worry about good feelings, but it's the bad feelings, the negative feelings that we need to encounter and process, because you cannot. The problem with positive thinking is that once you think positively, you're now in denial of all your negative thoughts.
It's a long process, and I think it starts by recognizing as a person that you've had this traumatic experience, and that it's actually not normal what you have experienced. So you have to get in touch with the emotions and the needs that you have never had before. So the healing process is also painful, because you get confronted with all the painful emotions that you never had before, because you couldn't have them before. So it begins by recognizing, by become conscious of everything that happened to you and what it did to you.
Traumatic experience, it's definitely it's so negative and also damages you, and
and then the significant, it could damage you, but you have like a control of it, like okay, your mom died and you kind of accept it. When the traumatic, it could be coming back to you constantly. After traumatic experience, you're just so broken, so you need to find the little links to build yourself up again, and that's what music can do, because it's something, it bridges you like to yourself, and even neurologically and spiritually, in both ways, like it makes these little bridges to the self-concept.
When a thought of war comes, opposed by a stronger thought of peace, a thought of hatred must be destroyed by emotion.